Hi, and welcome to Jim's Radio Shop, where I'm in the final stages of working on this Philips PT-10 little AM radio. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to be just checking the IF tuning and making sure that the receiver is peaked properly. And I received this chassis with no antenna, so I have a spare one here. I'm going to connect up, and it has a couple of lead wires that went to the antenna, and it looks like somebody cut them, or maybe they even ripped the antenna off there, I'm not sure. But I'm going to solder some new wires onto here, so when it's returned to the owner, it's in better shape than it is now with these wires. So let's fire it up and get it warmed up. There we go. And I'm going to try to do this with my signal generator. So I'm going to flip that on. Let it warm up. Now although this really isn't the best way of doing this, I'm just going to clip this antenna. I'm not even sure what the advantage is of having this antenna on there, as opposed to just wires sticking out. I mean, I need the proper antenna. I need the real McCoy, as they like to say. So let's fool around with this guy anyway. We'll see what we can find out. Just stick him there. Excuse me. So we're going to need to monitor the strength of the signal, and we'll do that at the speaker. And I'm hoping you can see this meter up here. I think when I turn this on, though, the lights are going to maybe just make it go all white. Yeah, maybe you can't see it on camera, I'm not sure. So, talking about my camera, it tends to stop working, and it doesn't announce itself when it does that. So some of my videos come to an abrupt end, and then time passes until I notice the camera has stopped, because I'm using a tablet as my camera, and often I can't see the screen. So today I've set it up where it is, where you're looking from, and behind it I've set up a mirror that I can look back into and see what's on the screen. So that's my big improvement in my video operation today. There we are. Now I have a ton of this noise in my shop, in fact everywhere in my house, and I assume it's coming from all kinds of digital equipment. I've never really investigated what it is that causes all this noise these days, but it sure is bad. So let's play around with the antenna a bit. Yes. Okay. Some AM radios I operate in my shop here actually pick up stations quite clearly. The noise is very much reduced. Other radios, simpler radios, are just loaded with this noise. Maybe somebody has a comment about how I could improve the situation in my shop here. I have an external antenna too that I can connect to. It doesn't seem to make much difference though. But in any case, we're going to be using the signal generator. So I really don't even want an external signal. while we're doing this. Oh yeah, we're going to connect up our meter here. And I was told by one of my viewers, thank you very much, this lead going nowhere from the speaker is intended for doing these kinds of tests. So I'm going to clip up my voltmeter onto this, what was a mysterious wire for me before. Okay. And the meter is responding now. I could by rights be connecting this onto the grid of the converter tube or something like that. You might be able to just, I'm going to feed in an IF signal. Hey, what is the IF on this radio? What is the IF frequency? .455. So we'll dial up 455 here. I'm just watching my signal generator over here. Not sure if you can see that. My frequency counter, rather. Okay, we're on 455. Let's ground my signal generator. Okay, that didn't go so well. Let's see what the instructions say here. When adjusting the IF patterns, the high side of the signal generator is connected through a 0.1 millifarad condenser to the antenna section of the tuning condenser. That's for the connect the ground or the low side of the generator to the chassis. When aligning the RF patterns, a loop is made from a few turns of wire and connected to the signal generator output terminals. The signal generator is then placed close to the loop of the antenna. Yeah, see, I don't have the proper antenna loop or anything. The receiver can be adjusted cabinet movement. When adjusting the radio outside the cabinet, the loop arrow should be placed in approximately the same position. Well, I'm afraid it's about 25 kilometers from here, or wherever it is. So we're not going to be able to do that. Okay, so adjust 18A, 18B, 14A, and 14B, and those are the four IFs here. 18A, so we're starting with these. I'm doing these ones next. The 0.1 capacitor. Okay, we can do that. Tuning capacitors closed. Chances are these are tuned properly anyway, so we may not find out too much. Let's just check it out here. Okay, that is happening at 477 instead of 455. It's quite a ways off. I'm going to turn on my audio signal generator also, since we need an audio signal to make this work. Doesn't seem very good at all. I got a peak. 477. Coming down here at 440. .468's all over the place, so maybe we're going to get some benefit out of this. Let's see. Now I'm doing this with a combination of my ears and the meter. Okay. Mostly my ears in this case. And then 14A. B. go back and do them again. Make sure we're right on 455. A lot of heterodyne here. Okay, it's driving my ears nuts a little bit, so let's see how that sounds as a radio. Not too exciting. But that does peak up the IF. Let's try something else here. Now there's only one peak when I tune through on the IF frequency. So much heterodyning here. I think that's about all we can do for that. And there's not much I can do with the antenna tuning part. I don't have the antenna, so I can't adjust the trimmer properly here. And I can't adjust the local oscillator, since the radio was provided outside of the cabinet and the pointer didn't even come with it. So I could only guess what the scale readings are, and there's no benefit in me doing that. So I think this little guy is done, except for putting the wire extensions on it. There's really not much more I can do here. So I will put these wire extensions on. You know, I live 1 kilometer from one of the world's largest nuclear plants, but even though I get very fresh electricity here, I still have to pay a fair bit for it. So yeah, my electricity is fresh, right out of the plant. Actually, that's not quite true, of course. The power coming out of the plant goes into a big transmission system and eventually works its way back here. But what is true is that one of the largest windmills in North America, certainly when it was installed a few years ago, is located just in a park right near my home. And the output of that windmill connects right to the 4,000 volt distribution lines in my neighborhood. And so my house is one of the houses that's closely connected to this windmill. Now my wife's convinced that the windmill is powered by electricity, and it's all fake, but I don't know how much power I would get from that windmill. It certainly does spin. You could tell it. You know, you can tell when it's working hard if you're standing by this windmill, because you can stand right at the base of it and look up at it, and you can see a bend in the propeller on it. And the more the bend, I think, the harder it's working. That's the indication that it's really being pushed. 1, 2, 1. Okay, now I really need a nice piece of wire to put on this guy. Let's see what I got here. 2 nice pieces of wire. Okay, this will work. Looks like the antenna leads from some other radio here. We'll just solder these on. Get rid of these. And leave this on the radio. Off. There we go. I try my best not to breathe that smoke from the solder. I was a little careless when I was a kid. I didn't really understand any of the risks I was taking with anything. Being a kid, risk is not a concern. Back here. Whoops. There we are. So much for this antenna. I have 2 of these actually. Could have fooled around some more, but I'm not sure what the advantage would be. I want to get on to other projects. So there it is. Let's just do a quick review on this guy, what I did to him. Okay. Put in some filter caps, broken wire, or bad wire, new capacitor there. Did the string, what a torturous task that turned out to be. It still skips, for crying out loud. But I think I can pull this spring down another notch. Maybe I'll do that right now because am I crazy? I'm going to touch the string again. Oh. I don't want to lose control of it. I got it. There we go. That'll put more tension on the string. And man alive, this thing had better not. Got enough. Sounds like a low E. Got enough tension on that string, maybe the whole radio's gonna collapse. There we go. Oh yeah, put these wires on, which you just saw. Align the IFs. Can't do anything about the local oscillator and the antenna coil. And I was thinking about changing this ugly piece of wire. Why don't we do that too? You know what? I'm going to leave it. It's inconsequential. It's just a ground wire running up to this coil. We'll leave it just as it is. And that's it. So, thanks for watching all the videos on the the Philco PT-10. Too bad we don't have a cabinet. Too bad we don't have the real antenna to really hear this thing work. But that's as far as I can get with it. Oh, I also prepared the speaker. Bit of an ugly approach. But worked. Okay, so thanks a lot. See you later.